The movie starts with some unknown aliens known as parasites are making their way from the water to the city. Then, a sleeping guy appears. One of the parasites climbs inside his ear and enters. That man is agitated, but he returns back to sleep to relax. A boy named Shinichi is shown. At night, he listens to music while adjusting his headphones in his ears. That parasite attempts to enter his ear but fails. When Shinichi feels irritation on the side of his nose, he thinks it's an insect. After picking it up, he throws it aside. He makes a move to squash it. The parasite then emerges on his hand skin and gets inside his body after biting him. At the same moment, his mother comes. He asks his mother to have a look at his hand as it's infected as per him. When his mother inspects his hand, she finds no problem with his hand. The next morning, Shinichi is shown to have some pain in his hand when sitting at the dining table. Then the guy with infected ear is shown. He comes in front of his wife. He opens up his gigantic mouth, which was terrifying. After that he swallows his wife's face with his huge mouth. And it was all because of that parasite. Then Shinichi appears on the scene, where he runs into a friend on his way to school. She is surprised by his mysterious actions. Then something strange happens with him. His right hand grew in strength. He attempts to injure his hand as he comes back to his home. His hand, however, miraculously protects itself while stopping him. Then it is revealed that his hand has turned into a parasite. It was also communicating with Shinichi. It is also shown that this parasite is not just reading Shinichi's books but also operating his laptop because it was interested in the way humans live. When it attempted to enter Shinichi's body, he had stopped it. So it had just invaded the right hand and was controlling it. It declares its name to be Miji. And asks Shinichi to, never cut it off. Because you are my host, I will not harm you. Shinichi and Miji stared to develop a friendship. However, all parasite-infected people were wreaking havoc on the city. They were satisfying their hunger after killing humans. Miji, on the other hand, pulls Shinichi to a motel where numerous parasites are consuming human flesh. They are mistaken since Shinichi is also infected, so they offer him flesh. When they find that he is still human and not completely infected, they proceed to kill him. Miji, on the other hand, defends Shinichi by fighting them. Because it will die with Shinichi's death. So he fought for himself. People are being killed, according to the news, and no one knows who the murderer is. Because they were doing it silently and secretly. Shinichi asks Miji, why don't you stop your companion parasites from eating humans? Miji then responds, you also eat veggies and other animals. Similarly, our food is human people. So, what's the problem? Miji could detect other parasites in its surroundings. It informs Shinichi that there is another parasite nearby as he walks to school. It was none other than his teacher. The teacher knows Shinichi is infected after seeing him. But she assures him that there is no need to be scared of me. Because I don't want to do harm to anybody. Rather, I am learning the human ways so that their qualities will always stay in me. She leads him to two more parasites, one of whom is a police officer and the other a student. This police officer is my spouse, and we are expecting a child, it says. And that baby will grow up to be a human being. And we want to live our lives like humans. We will not kill anyone in public because it is cruel. But we like to eat alone. So will you be a member of our team? But Miji refuses to join them. The same police officer returns the next day. Miji then reveals to Shinichi, saying, he has come to kill us. Because he had discovered that we had killed a parasite in a hotel on that day. The police officer attacks them. Miji and Shinichi are fighting him. They eventually kills him. Shinichi entered the home, feeling sorry for taking a life. In turn, it is shown that the parasite goes to another human's body after escaping from the body of the police officer. The other human was none other than Shinichi's mother. And she was on her way to kill Shinichi. Miji reveals to Shinichi that she wants to kill you. Shinichi tells Miji to, be careful if you say anything wrong about my mom. Because he loves his mom. He had no desire to lose his mother. His mother's face, like other parasites, changes into the parasite upon first sight. She then attacks Shinichi. He is on the verge of death due to his blood loss. He is shown to have healed the next morning. Miji explains that you were severely injured, but I treated your wound with my cells. But the most dangerous thing was that Miji's cells had transferred into Shinichi. He was completely infected now. Shinichi is now looking for his mother, but he can't seem to find her. Then he goes to the teacher and inquires about the police officer. However, the teacher does not say anything. I'll have to sleep for 4 hours a day, says Miji. You will have to fight on your own at that point since I will not protect you. With Miji's cells, Miji's characteristics began to show up. The student who was shown by the teacher has mutated into a parasite. He is accepted into Shinichi's school. He pretends to be Shinichi's friend. As time passes, the reality of his parasitism becomes clear to everyone. After that, the infected student kills everyone. He then goes on to kill Shinichi's friend. Shinichi, on the other hand, jumps from the building, taking his friend with him. That teacher enters the scene, wishing for the death of infected student, because that student she could discovered as Parasite as well. So she blows up the bomb and escapes safely. The cops arrive, but infected student also stops them. Miji informs Shinichi that infected student is on the building's top. So Shinichi goes there and tries killing him with an arrow. Then he returns to the teacher and requests the address of the parasitic police officer. The location is revealed to him by the teacher. That police officer's parasite was still in his mother. Miji, on the other hand, falls asleep. Shinichi was forced to fight alone in this situation. He kills the parasite by cutting its throat. His mother and the police officer are subsequently killed. Shinichi is then shown going to the hospital to see his friend. He says to her, "I'll kill all parasites one by one." Then it is shown that someone is taking their photos and he was a spy. This is how the film ends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more.